I want to be very intentional with this message I want to give you. Is on my heart. I always ask God, but Jubril, I don't know if you want to make me spotlight real quick. I always ask God,
How
what
do
is the
how,
message?
how do we do? How are we gonna do
Oh,
that?
you just go to speaker, you have highlight me a spotlight. You just go click on my name, put me in spotlight, and I should come up. So
Okay.
yeah, but either way, no matter what, they can still see me. So I always ask God, what is the message that I would like to share? There we go. That I would like to share with everybody today, right? And I was listening to this podcast, and as I'm listening to the podcast, I took something from it. I want everybody to write down not enough, right? Not enough. Write that down, not enough. And then I want you to put yourself 6 months from now. And if you would send down on the number one podcast right now, if you would send down 6 months from now, maybe a year from now, whatever timing God has for you, and you sit on this podcast, I want you to sit back and say that you never can say that you did not do not enough, that you did actually enough for you to be on this couch and for them to go down and say, I got this author, I got this coach, I got this speaker, I got this 7-figure earner, I got somebody to give back to kids all over the world. What are some of the things right now that you can see and you can vision that you will be doing? I want you to write this down. Like I can motivate you, I can inspire you, but if you don't take anything away from this message, the main thing I want you to do, I'm gonna hone in for the next 15 minutes, is the word not enough. Because when I was listening to the podcast, I just realized I'm not doing enough for me to be on the couch yet. And a
Mm.
lot of us want to be on the stage or be on the couch, want to be on the podcast. You want to be the front runner. You want this 7-figure day. You want all these accolades. You want this change in your life, but you won't get the change until you decide on what are the milestones and the things that you got to start doing right now to be on that couch.
I don't think
When
they
they
heard.
sit,
Let them know.
when they sit Jubril on that couch, when they sit him down and they give him the mic, they say, "Real Jubril, man, listen, I've been watching you. You got your call, man, your mindset call every Wednesday, man. You got your community. I see you doing your 7-figure days now. You used to do 100K day, but now you're doing 7-figure K. Man, could you tell us about that third book you got out right now? Why you the best selling author right now? Why you got a Netflix series right now? I heard you also you're coaching and you're speaking at a different conference almost every week right now. How do you handle all this? Where did this come from? Oh, it came from because I remember a close friend of mine. He told me to write down 2 words, not enough, and I realized I was not doing enough. I was doing enough to just please the moment for now, but I wasn't doing enough for my next.
Mm.
See, what happens is this: we get so caught up in the now, we're not trying to force or push ourselves to a magnificent great, a magnificent next, a magnificent another time zone, there's only a handful of people when you can say you got your Kobe, you got your LeBron, you got your Jordan, you got you got all these 1% of the 1%.
Mm.
What is it about you for you to be a 1%? I'm not talking about dollar signs. I'm not talking about houses. I'm not talking about cars. I'm talking about for you. What is your enough? So you thought I was talking about we gotta have a 7-figure day. We gotta have an 8-figure day. It might be that you're giving back at the church every Sunday. And somebody came up to you and said, sister, you saved my life because you pulled me to the side and you talking to me. Instead of you sitting home and watching the service on YouTube. But you decided to get up and go to the congregation, to go to the church. You sat in the front, right there behind the deaconettes and the deacons, and you put a little girl to the side, and you told her, said, listen, sweetheart, I noticed you wasn't paying attention, but I want to give you the word from the Bible. I want to tell you how important it is for you to really pay attention to do certain things. Because see, one thing about me, I'm driven about purpose.
Mm.
I'm not driven about profit. So when I sit on that couch, I want to say that I help over 1 million people to turn their pain into power. Because see, some of you don't know my story. Like yes, my mother and my father, both on drugs. came from a trailer park. I'm sitting there, I hear this loud noise in the kitchen. 11 years old, I walk out, my own mother laying on the floor, lifeless, half naked. There's 4 men standing around my mother. I took my little 11-year-old hand, put in a bucket of ice, rubbed on my mother's chest. She wasn't moving. I thought my mother was gone. But eventually she popped up. At that moment, I realized my mother was having an overdose. See, my name is David Solomon, 2 great kings. I'm named after my father. But my father was only in my life long enough to beat my mother in front of me, to rape my mother in front of me, to not be there in my life. I had to live with my grandmother in North Carolina, from one trailer to another trailer, single wide trailer, no AC, little AC in the window. I don't know about you, but them trailers get hot, right? But then I had to go up to Newark, New Jersey, and visit my other grandmother. On Christmas Eve, I was told I couldn't come back to the only place I knew was home, which was Henderson, North Carolina. So I dealt with abandonment. I dealt with trauma. I dealt with black sheep of the family. Feel like I wasn't wanted. But the reason, why am I telling you this? Because a lot of us, sometimes we use our pain as a crutch. I have developed this formula to turn that pain into my power. But that power will then help me find my purpose. Because when I walk on stage and I say, you know what, over 1.7 million people in the world try to commit suicide, I can smile and say I was one of those also too. That I was in the garage with a bottle of pills. That I was in there and I was saying to myself, I'm done. But let me tell you something about when you sit on that couch and when you saying that you did so much and you making this plan right now. See, you wrote this down. Everybody wrote something down. I hope you did. I hope you wrote something down what you want to say a year from now, 6 months from now, maybe 2 weeks from now. Whatever you want to say when you get on that #1 podcast, whatever that plan is, whatever that goal is, whatever that dream is, that conversation that you're having with yourself and God, there's somebody else that's listening also too.